Pessimism gets a lot more views on this topic of AI than optimism. Ask Varun Maya, he'll answer you. Like, check his channel out, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So, the idea is, what am I here to sell you then? Is it pessimism? No, absolutely freaking not. Let's get in and you'll find out. Hello my guy, welcome to this video. So I think you've recently seen a lot of videos that are really pessimistic about AI, because people see that the growth of AI is like going this way and not this way. So what do these people then think? Well, they essentially say this: AI is coming for our jobs, AI is gonna replace all of us. Yes, AI is coming for our jobs. Yes, AI could replace us. But I found a few things that we can do to have hopes, to see light at the end of that tunnel too. It's just not gonna be some random shit that I'm gonna delude you into believing. It's some actually good stuff that I researched. I've pondered over this question for a long time, ever since I watched Terminator as a child actually. And well, let's get this started right now. When people think AI, all they remember is the very scary picture of Terminator or Skynet or more things along that line. Maybe even more. But even though it is keen on replacing a lot of human beings, what if you get to the other side of things, where you're the guy who's actually using it to actually defeat all the other people? I know this sounds really cruel, but listen to me for a few seconds and then you'll understand me properly, okay? So, let's say there's a boss and let's say there's some people working under him. So, now the boss gets to hire AI and fire people, right? So, what happens now is the boss gets to pick. So, what the idea is to get to the boss position. What do I mean by that? Well, let me teach you now. See, I quite know how hard taking step 1 into this new realm of the unknown is, but you have to learn to be the guy who uses the AI to make other people work for you. Something along those lines. So there is this idea of not playing victim in your head. If you just keep yourself in this position of victim, you're gonna fall flat on your foot when... No, fall flat on your face. What am I saying? Fall flat on your face when you are actually amidst an actual battle. Yeah, if you're like, I can't fight, then use this. I'm not saying take it to the other extreme and use it to the level where it's like, oh, you're generating an image in somebody's style. I'm saying use a public domain image generator, use a text-to-speech model. GTTS is good. Use the other stuff that is not ethically constrained or not ethically constraining you to actually start 10xing your stuff, productivity stuff right now. So you'll be your own boss, and then you can choose to use AI or other people. You are not put into this chokehold right now. Let me be back. That's a call. So when you become the guy who is the boss and is in control of whether he can choose AI or people, you are in a position of power and control, my brother. Here, you actually get to have some level of autonomy. And, well, let me show you something more too. It takes time if you want to AI proof yourself. It's not a instant solution. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, my guy, now let me explain to you. So the first thing you need to know about this thing is, it takes time. So school essentially sapped away 18 years of our life for the startupish entrepreneurial types or content creation types like you and me, most probably, or whatever. They just sapped away everybody's time. They don't even know about the natural curiosity system. So you have to make do with what time you have right now. If you have time right now, you have to work your ass off. And you have to persist so that the other people you start with, you outlast them. That's gonna be the whole idea of us doing this. The idea of becoming a boss, that still stays here right now. What I'm trying to tell you is this: if you are to become the boss, you need to become the guy with the power. And the power right now is financial independence. Because then you get to choose between AI and people. Otherwise, you're just gonna be part of the people who are looking to be part of a boss's hires. Okay. Yeah, I think you're starting to get me right now. But even if you want to have a job, putting yourself in a pedestal of power with passive incomes on the side, that means that even though nobody might pick you, you actually have a source that you can wean off of. And yes, even if you want to work a job, this can actually be very helpful. Financial independence, I mean, at least. Because if you are the guy with the power, if you have some level of power, you get to choose between partnership and working a job. And I most likely think when you want a job, you just want to have a partnership with someone who kind of helps you manage your life and is working towards the same purpose as you are. And maybe that's what you want. If you have financial independence, you get to meet that kind of people because they want people who are interested in what they're doing. They want people who have found some success in what they're doing and will help them by an extension of their successes and their experiences. And that is mostly what I wanted to say on this specific thing. Yeah, bye. Pure logic. And yup, what else did I want to say? Well, this. How do you make money? You need to outlast everybody. You need to build a brand. There's a lot of stuff you need to do. And there's a video that I put up on screen right now that you can check out. So if you're watching this video on 2024, that is this year, maybe the exponential rise hasn't gone that far where we cannot catch it. So what you can do is work your ass off to financial freedom, and you can put yourself there in the chair, because once you have the brand, your lower level competitors aren't gonna get to you. Think to yourself, when I go to a bookstore, what do I buy? Do I get Rick Riordan's recent masterpiece, or this guy named Ryan Shetty Kumar? Yeah, what am I gonna get? Or am I gonna get Christopher Paolini's works? Or am I gonna get Roald Dahl's works? Or am I gonna get the works of... Shit, I forgot that guy's name. Maybe it's on screen right now. Maybe you got it. Okay? And yes, that's the whole idea you need to be thinking about. If I can build a brand right now, that's what I should be doing. And maybe if you do that, you get to that stage. As I told you, videos on the cards. I've put it there again, most probably, so that you can see it. Okay, on to the next point. You've done all of this, but you feel kind of purposeless. You have no more problems to solve because AI just solved everything. AI researched climate change. AI researched sustainable energy. AI researched how to send humans to Mars. And now you're just left there looking like a sack of potatoes. Well, that's where this buddy here comes in. His name is Christopher Paolini. Should I call him uncle? Should I call him Anna? I'd go for Anna. Okay, Christopher Paolini Anna, what he did is basically this. So he built this very OP creature named an elf and gave him all the magical abilities that a human could ever want to have, and with those they are able to do whatever they want. You'd assume they'd be gluttonous, you'd assume they'd be... What's the right word for that? Yeah, they'd be complacent. C-O-M-P-L-A-C-E-N-T. Yup. But surprisingly enough, they are not. They are some of the most hardest working people. Why? Because of this reason. You see, they realized that the journey matters a lot more than just the destination, because it's your growth that translates into your power, your status, and everything within that range. So you need to stop trying to compare yourself to an AI, because you can think of an AI like this alien species with really high levels of intelligence. Even its biology is very different from us. It uses semiconductors instead of organic materials for brains. But now, let's start talking about what you need to be doing to make sure you don't feel purposeless, which is the next thing after you build a brand and all of that shit, okay? If you don't want to feel purposeless, you need to have a purpose, and you need to stop thinking AI is gonna do it better than me. Find a few problems you'd like to solve, work on solving them, and it is just that internal satisfaction that you've grown and you've helped somebody grow, or you've helped somebody else in some other different way, that makes you feel better. And yeah, I'll be back. Okay, I think my all hearing mic has the ability to cancel out the background audio, so I'm continuing with you. Okay, now we're at all of this level of knowledge, and we know what you're talking about, brother. But let me ask you a question. What's the sauce? What's the catch? Not related, but if you really think about it, you'll get there. If AI can still serve it better than me, why must I go and do it myself? Well, if your mom can make you a sandwich and your mom isn't home, what do? So you're basically establishing a dependency on AI. And dependency is like the core principle in power. You're letting the AI get power by letting yourself not be able to do stuff. Do you get that? So your growth and you helping somebody, that feeling you get, right? That needs to become your core principle of making shit, of feeling purposeful. You shouldn't compare yourself to a different species. Just as the same way as a lion would freak you out in a jungle, you need to learn to enjoy the journey. And you need to learn to enjoy the pain and happiness you get from the journey. That, at least, is how I make myself feel more purposeful when I'm working. Okay, now, what about Aragon, that book that I showed you, Christopher Paolini Anna's work? Okay, he says, the journey matters more than the destination. But he doesn't directly say that, because no writer does that except when it's non-fiction. But even in fiction it happens sometimes, in novels it does. But you get my point, right? Let me get back to the topic right now. So what he says is this. No, what the elf Runon says is this. So Runon, if you didn't know, is a master swordsmith. So yeah, Runon is a master swordsmith, and she does her handicraft by herself. She does not use magic, and she is an elf. So it would be easier for her to do that, but she doesn't. So that was like the end of the sauce. And yep, that's all that this video was supposed to be. And the TLDR of this, so that you can remember when you're trying to execute stuff, is the following. It takes time to reach financial independence. Reach it while you can. If you don't reach it within time, you might be fricked. But there are a few ways then to keep searching for gaps where AI can fill it, but the people who are using AI won't target. So you need to target these holes in that point of time. And feeling purposeful is entirely up to yourself. Stop trying to compete with the AI. Start trying to compete with the AI. All pun intended. That was it for this video. Hope I helped you with this one. And I hope we meet again in yet another one. Goodbye, brother. And yeah, there's like a whole series of me talking about shit related to this. That's why my hand is in slow motion, because I'm doing a sales pitch. Bye.